Today I want to share with you a clip from a strategy call I had a few weeks ago with a startup founder who was finding starting a business very hard. We went through the concept of breaking down hard challenges into two segments, complexity and volume of work, and using those to reduce the overall challenges. Here's the clip.
Yeah, it's not just you. Starting a business is very hard. I don't know if hard's the right word. I think challenging might be a better word. Starting a business is very challenging. There's a lot of growth that's required when you first start your business. One strategy that I find that works really well for almost anyone is this concept of taking challenging or hard tasks and splitting them into two components. Component one is complexity of the task. Component two is the volume of the work. Volume of the work, again, is just how much work needs to be done. How much in that specific task do you need to do to complete it? Complexity is a little bit different. Complexity comes down to not so much how challenging the task is, but how intricate. How much learning do you have to do? How much research do you have to do? Right. So to use an example, say you're starting a new business, and one of the big things is lead generation. You need to send out 1,000 emails a day to your existing network. Now let's just assume we're going to put things aside. Assume you have a contact list of 1 million people already, which would be fantastic, but just for the purposes of this example. Now, every day you need to send 1,000 emails a day. It's templated emails, so I mean it's pretty much copy and paste. You could take that specific task, make it very low complexity. Again, it's copy and paste, but it's an extremely high volume of work. Or you can flip that task on its head and make it very high complexity and low volume of work by, say, building a system that automatically does this for you, right? And now there's ways on the spectrum to be able to pull that down or increase it. But essentially it works sort of like a pulley system works, where with a pulley you can add length to reduce the amount of force required to lift something, or you can reduce length and increase the amount of force. It's the same with complexity and volume of work. So you can take tasks that are very, very high complexity, break them down into subtasks that are lower complexity, but increase the volume of work. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's a good example. So building a website about your business, I think that's, to be honest, that's something I think you're not ready for. If you haven't launched a business, you don't know who your customers are. But just for the sake of example, there are a few different approaches. I mean, you could do it yourself, teach yourself how to do all the work and everything like that, and then that path is actually one with high complexity and high volume of work, right? So generally, what you want to avoid is situations where you're dealing with high complexity and high volume of work, just because they require a lot of time to solve. You really have to get into the zone to focus. So what I'd suggest is breaking that down into subtasks. So rather than you building the entire website, maybe you come up with high level strategy and bring in a few freelancers or contractors to build different sections of the website, right? By doing that, almost instantly the volume of work has dropped. It's not very low, it's substantially lower than it was, as well as the complexity drops because of the nature of the task shifts.
I hope you found that clip useful. Let me know in the comments if you've heard of doing this before, breaking down hard challenges into complexity and volume of work to reduce the overall challenge. Also, if you are a startup founder, freelancer, or service-based business owner, and you're facing some sort of challenge in your business that you haven't been able to overcome, in the description, you will find a link for a free one-on-one strategy session where we'll break down the problem in detail, and I'll leave you with a step-by-step plan to solve the problem.